with more extreme sports adventure from the cutting edge. Sit back and we'll take you there. We're going skateboarding, so pack up your trucks and we're going to check out a bit of competition. Skiing and snowboarding, we're up and we're aerial on the white powder playground. Up in a balloon to 5,000 feet for a skydive over Lake Taupo. Now we follow a group of skydivers as they practice their maneuvers for the big one. We're on the shores of Lake Taupo and about to take a ride with a group up in a balloon to 5,000 feet to skydive back down. But the balloon's landing becomes more of an adrenaline rush than the skydive, you'll soon see. Inside the balloon look big? You bet. The balloon could fit a biplane into the volumetric area of the balloon and is laid out to fill with fuel-burnt hot gas with the aid of the fan to get things started. The balloon takes about 20 minutes to fill with hot gas fluid. It reaches 50 meters in height once fully inflated. A final blast of hot air and we're off with skydivers aboard and ready. The balloon climb rate depends on the number of people aboard. This is a 5-person balloon ascending about 1,000 feet every 2 minutes. Getting vertigo, anyone? We're soon at 5,000 feet and getting into jump preparation. Nobody wants any mistakes, and time is taken to make sure none are made. A lot easier than in a fast-moving plane. But the sudden drop in weight when the skydivers jump has to be anticipated by the balloonist. And they're off, and we go for the ride. Straight for Mother Earth. Still with over 2,500 feet to go, the diver pulls their chute to enjoy the ride down. Having drifted in the balloon down from the airport, the skydiver knows the only easy place to land is a narrow strip of beach with good clear access to the road afterward. Choice of landing while still at altitude gives the skydiver more options for landing, needing to take in many factors like power lines and built-up areas. The skydiver starts to line up their chute for the landing on the beach, making a last-minute decision on which way to go. There's little indication to tell easily what the surface wind is doing. A tailwind is not what the skydiver wants. Even a light one is a worry. Excuse me, kids. And a perfect landing, just in time to swing the camera around and get the jumping partners coming in. Oh yeah, nice one. Come on home, fellas. But with the skydivers safely down, the balloon has lost its puff and is sinking dangerously low to the cold surface of the lake, with the shoreline looking just out of reach. The balloon continues its drop toward the lake. If the balloon goes into the water, there's no real danger to the balloonist, just one major hassle with an enormous balloon and lots of water. Get ready for a swim, fellas. By constantly working the hot gas and losing some sweat, the balloon starts to rise, but don't get too hopeful yet. Meanwhile, holidaymakers just continue to enjoy their day, taking no notice of the balloon's plight. The balloon drops suddenly again, this time with the holidaymakers in their boats taking some interest. About time. The holidaymakers seem to have a bit of entertainment lined up for them. It all looks harmless enough, but a major headache for the balloonist if he should go into the water. Boats start circling in, getting ready to help the balloonist. The balloon basket starts to go in, but just as it does, the balloon finally gets some lift and suddenly climbs away over the beach with the camera crew in chase from the car. Ahead is a suburb of the local town with a happy mix of houses, power lines, and trees to contemplate. Now that he wants to put the balloon down, he can't quickly enough because of the drift wind. The balloonist just manages to lift the balloon over some houses and heads for the sanctuary of an open field with a team of eager local helpers in tow. The group pile on to bring the balloon to a stop, and for a moment, they all sway in the balance before succeeding. And all that for just this. Worth it? You bet. Now I said we're going to be here. Welcome to the White Powder Playground. We're going to run through a couple of moves as we watch this compile of snowboarders and skiers mostly taking air and mostly having a ball. The 180. It's a basic air that can be done 4 ways, each one with a unique look and feel. The easiest version to try first is the frontside 180. Taking off forward, although you're going to land backwards, make sure you're comfortable riding switch. Keep your eyes forward through the entire rotation. Switch, it's a term taken from skateboarding. It means you're riding with your alternate foot facing front. The back 180, also known as the blind side 180, because you can't spot your landing. These are more difficult, but feel really good once you figure them out. The key is not to look too far around or you'll slide out on the landing. Just keep your eyes on the nose of your board until well after you've landed. Now, this helps to stop over rotation and suddenly you're in a 360. Blind side 180, keep it tight. Learning basic moves builds confidence for those moments when you find something to leap off and try your own versions of airtime. Free expression, free movement, make it your own. We're back in the air with the Cresto turbine plane that gets this group of skydivers to 12,500 feet in just 9 minutes. Just as well, this group are doing a constant round of practice and starting with dirt diving in the hangar first, moving their bodies into the different formations they'll try in the air. Even the dog gets in on the act. They'll attempt between 5 to 10 different moves in one dive. They've got about 50 seconds to get it all together as they fall through 7,000 feet. What constitutes a good maneuver is when everyone's moving in time together, making clean, synced grips at the same time. Locking the formation, letting go clean, and gripping again at the same moment in the next formation. Clean, crisp moves is what gets them into the top spot at the championships. Looking more like frogs in space belly flying, this lot keep refining their moves with more dirt practice in the hangar before the next 50-second jump. For this lot, just hanging off the side of a fast-moving plane is part of the day's buzz. Wendy, the camerawoman, seems happy. With over 6,500 jumps to judge. Must have been a good day, and we agree. Skateboarding, we're indoors and we're in competition. The ramps are ready, the crowd's arrived, and all eyes are on you. Competition ramp skating, marked for pace, elevation, difficulty of moves attempted, and how clean and precise every move's executed. Switch, fakie, turn, slides, you name it, we want to see them, and we want to see them smart and sharp. Unfortunately, there's no points for wipeouts. Loss of composure, loss of skin, it all adds up to just a loss of points. It looks good, but doesn't help you in competition. In-competition moves and assessment reflect the work done out on the street. Ollies, nose slides, rail slides, switches, fakie work, all the stuff you do street side comes indoors, get marked on it, who's going to take the trophy? And taking your applause, we're out of here. Nicely skated, boys. That's it for this week. There's just enough time for a sneak preview of what we've got coming on the next episode of High Action Adventure Sport. It's all about action, the next episode. If it involves action, adrenaline, adventure, we're going to be there. Up the mountain, in the water, in the air, in action. Join us next week for more high action extreme sport right here.